Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make some soft, delicious chocolate chip cookies. Stay tuned for the recipe and don't forget to subscribe. Okay, let's get started. Here I have 2 sticks of butter that I'm going to be melting. This is Kerrygold butter. You know I like to be fancy when I'm baking, but any salted butter will do. It should only take a few minutes to get that butter all melted. And then we can move on to the dry ingredients. I have 2 cups of flour in this bowl, and I am adding baking soda, cornstarch, and salt. And then you can go ahead on to the wet ingredients. That is a cup of brown sugar, and then I'm gonna add a half a cup of white sugar. I always like to use more brown sugar than white, it just tastes better to me. Here I have 2 eggs that I have lightly beaten, and I'm gonna add that in with my sugar. And here is my favorite ingredient, and that's some vanilla. That's about a tablespoon, but you know, I went back in and added another splash because can you ever have too much vanilla? Now here I'm putting in some cream cheese. That is gonna take your cookies to the next level. Texture-wise, taste-wise, chewiness-wise, just do it. Here I'm gonna be pouring in my butter. I let that butter cool off completely. Do not pour piping hot butter in with these eggs and everything else. It's going to be a recipe for disaster, so let it cool off first. Now for this recipe, you do not need a mixer. You don't need a standing mixer, a hand mixer. All you need is a good spoon and some elbow grease. Eventually, I did have to switch to my whisk because the cream cheese wasn't as softened as it should have been, so it was a few lumps, but you do not need a mixer for this, I promise. So then once you have that all blended up, just go ahead and pour that into your dry batter, and we're gonna mix this all together. Make sure you are scraping the sides of that bowl. We need all of this mixture in. Now once you have everything combined, we're just gonna fold it over. Like you don't have to really stir, we're just folding it so that they can combine. You don't want to really overwork this dough, so just take your time and fold it in with each other. Eventually, it'll start to look like an actual cookie batter, so just take your time. Now here comes the fun part. I am using M&Ms and semi-sweet chocolate chips. Those are baking M&Ms. Those are not regular M&Ms. If you use those, they'll bleed and melt and they won't look cute. So make sure you get the baking M&Ms. And again, those are semi-sweet, but milk chocolate will work too. And again, we're folding, we're mixing. It doesn't take a lot of force with this batter. It's really soft. So once you have that mixed up, take a look at your batter. I realized I needed a few more M&Ms and some more chocolate chips. It's really up to you how chocolatey you want your cookies to be. Like, you know, go crazy. So unfortunately, this batter is not ready to go into the oven. You have to let it chill for at least 3 to 4 hours. You have to give that butter a chance to solidify and all of those ingredients to combine. Trust me, it's worth the wait. You can even freeze this dough and use it later. 3 hours later, and we're ready to bake. So I don't have any parchment paper, so I'm gonna go ahead and spray this down with some non-stick spray. And I'm also gonna brush some butter for some extra flavor and so that these cookies don't stick to the pan. And then we're ready to get scooping. Now this is a really big cookie scooper. I like big cookies. They come in different sizes, so you know, plan accordingly, but I like really big cookies. And I'm just gonna scoop them out and lay them down on my cookie sheet. I was able to fit about 6 cookies on this sheet, and we're gonna bake them in the oven at 350 degrees. I put a 7th cookie on this cookie sheet, but I was like, it's a recipe for disaster, so I was able to fit 6. Now I baked these cookies for about 8 minutes or until they were almost done. When you pull them out, they're not gonna look done, but give it 5 minutes and there you go.